Good morning. I hope you can hear me. Still got no microphone because my phone's detecting water or something, so moisture detection. It's the worst thing ever installed into a phone in my life. So I can't put anything in it, I can't put a microphone or anything, so I hope you can hear me. I'll speak loud enough anyway. So, we're approaching the end of the year now. This is nearly the end of 2025. We've had a heavy frost this morning. It has melted though now. So, the garden's looking a bit dishevelled and it's almost finished. Well, everything's almost finished, but I have got new growth in there as well because I'm preparing for winter and I've got some harvesting to do today. All this that I'm harvesting today was planted in early spring and late spring and summer. So I've got potatoes, I've got my gloves on. So I'm going to do a bit of harvesting today, but I'm also going to give you a tour of the garden so that you can see that when we're in December, approaching December, that you've still got stuff that you can harvest and you can still do it in a really small garden. If you're new to my channel, my garden is 30 square metres. That's it. So it's 5 metres long by 6 metres wide, or the other way around. But it is 30 square metres, so it's very small, it's a very compact space. I have got an allotment. At the moment, my allotment is on Occupation Road in Thornton, and it's undergoing a investigation for historic contamination at the moment, so I can't grow anything on it at the moment. Well, I won't be growing anything on it anyway. So we're still waiting the results. It's nearly 2 years in now. We've been told that we'll get the results by Christmas. That's why I've been holding on to do an update on the allotment. I don't know anything else really, apart from they've not took rent this year for the plots, and I'm assuming that's because the site is going to close. But I am a member of the Allotment Association in the UK, so we will see what happens with that. They can't just disperse us and get rid of us and that's it. They've got to give us another growing space. But I should imagine that's all legal stuff that's going on with AGC chemicals. Anyway, that's the story for another time. If you're new to my channel, I'd appreciate it if you can subscribe. I'm not really bothered about reaching 1 million subscribers because I don't think that'll ever happen with this little tiny back garden. Who's going to be really interested in that? I don't think I'm Mr. Beast. I don't think I'm going to provide that sort of exciting content, do you? But yeah, I'd really appreciate it if you could subscribe. I was going to do a load of Christmas stuff, you know, going round to the Christmas markets and things like that, but it's not really been very successful. I have actually put 2 videos up. One of them got 23 views and the other one's got 100, so I took the 23 one off and I'm not doing any more. So if you're waiting for those, I'm not doing them because they're a waste of time. I think the algorithm's getting confused because mine's a gardening channel and it's showing you Christmas markets and it's like, whoa, I don't know what you're doing there, but I'm not throwing you out. So I've had virtually no views on them, so I'm not doing any more. I'll just stick to my garden and I'll stick to doing stuff. So anyway, stop waffling, Linda. I'm going to give you an update on my garden. So let's give you a tour of my garden and then I'll do a bit of harvesting and then I'll probably see you in the new year unless something miraculous happens with the allotment before New Year that I have to give you an update on. So let's crack on, stop waffling. So this is a purple sprouting broccoli here, and that won't, as you can see now, all the slugs have died off and that won't start producing until spring next year, so maybe February, March I'll start to get some sprouting broccoli from that. So that's growing quite nicely, I'm happy with that. I've got some chard still growing. All these are going to be left in. These are my failed radishes. Yet again, rubbish at radish. I actually grew one in me water thing inside me indoor grower, and I grew one radish, so it worked, but you'd have to take up the whole thing. But I'll give you an update on that as well. These are cabbages. These have all been chewed, but the middles there, if you can see, they're still growing. So they're spring cabbages. They're Savoy. These are the same. They were planted at the same time, but as you can see, these are much stronger and much bigger. And I've planted these in a pot with some pak choi. You can see there's pak choi there, and I've got some dark pak choi, and they're in quite a deep pot, those. And you've got this is a Kaleette, but I don't think it's going to do anything, but I'll leave this one because it got annihilated by the caterpillars, but it's growing back, as you can see, so I'm going to leave it and see what happens with that. Now in here I've got some Cavolo Nero. Now they're only young plants, these, so these won't be any good until spring. And this is a green sprouting broccoli, so as you can see there, we've got a little sprouter going on, but again it's been chewed by caterpillars, but I think they've all died off now. And I've got some leeks at the end there. I've got some pak choi in a tub, still growing nice. Now don't forget, pak choi like cold weather, so you need to pick vegetables that are going to like cold weather. Pak choi hate heat, they'll just bolt, so you can't grow them in summer. And they're in a little tub like that there. There's a frozen caterpillar on there, can you see? I'm going to say that that's dead, but it tried. That, if anybody is interested, is an Asturian tree cabbage, and I grow them every year. They don't taste of anything really, they're not fantastic, but they're a perennial. Oh, there's quite a few on there, look, but they're still clinging on. Yeah, I grow them every year for the caterpillars, so that you've got to give something back, haven't you? Right, let's get over here and have a look. Now I'm going to harvest these today. These are my red cabbages, so I'm quite happy with those. So I'm going to harvest those, and then I'll make my chopped red cabbage, my pickled red cabbage. I've had a few out of here, so I've not got many left. I think they've had it really. I don't think they're going to do much, but yeah, I'm just going to take those two up today. Then on this side, if you can see there, these are my Kaleettes. Now these are a massive plant, they're really tall. So they're taller, about the same height as me. Look at all them there. Little monkeys. These are my Kaleettes. These should be ready. I'm hoping these will be ready soon, but we'll see. I've got a sprout plant here that's got little sprouts on there. And I've got I've not tried them, I've never grown them in a tub before, but these are parsnips. I'm not expecting much from these, because when I had a look earlier on in the year, they just weren't doing anything. So I can't pull one up because the ground's frozen. So I would do it, but I'm going to leave them, but we'll see what happens with them. Cavolo Nero there. Now here I've got some chard, some Swiss chard there, and then I've put some fleece on these because I knew we were going to get, and they're just little seedlings of chard and spigarello. They're spring veg. And then here we've got a little mouse hole down there, because underneath in here, underneath there, it's all like wood and stuff, you know, big planks of wood that I've just filled the bottom with. So there's little cavities in there that a mouse can live. So there's a little mouse family down there. As you can see at the back, they've dug down there as well. But that's fine because they're not in my house, they're in the garden. And then I've got some carrots in there, if you can see. Some carrots in there. These are done in polystyrene boxes. I'm not harvesting those yet. They'll be for, hopefully for Christmas dinner. But they're absolutely fine in there. I'll just leave them there for the moment. This is the garlic that I planted. As you can see, it's already blooming its little way up. So it's already looking quite good. Now with garlic you need a good frost, because that makes it creates a chemical that makes your bulbs bigger. So you need a good frost. So I'm hoping that we get a few days of hard frost over the winter. And here's another sacrificial plant. There's not much left of that, is there? This was all herbs in here, but obviously now the weather's gone bad, it's all died back. And these are my potatoes. So these are potatoes that I grew earlier this year. So I've got 3 bags, and then these are jerseys in here that are done, I think. These are Durham cabbage. These need planting out, but I'm not going to plant them out just yet. And it was so cold last night. I've put seeds out for the Mises, but they've not been in and took any yet. So that obviously they're all tucked up or snugly in there, because it was -2, I think, last night. And that's my messy greenhouse. Now here's an update on my hydroponic systems. This is the wet pot system, and as you can see, I've got lots of tomatoes on there. They're all doing fantastic. I've put some lettuce in the middle, and I've got tomatoes there as well. These are a mini variety. These are called Mini Bell, if you're interested in growing those. There is a discount for this. I'll pop the discount code underneath. It's £129.99, and you get 10% off if you put my code in. I'll pop the code on the screen now, and then I'll pop it underneath with the link. This is also a hydroponic system here. I've got lettuce growing in there, and I have got some new tomato plants, the same variety as those, because they're only a small variety. And they're going to be my winter tomatoes to get me through the winter. And I'll just keep sowing, I'll just keep popping that in the middle there. I've got a little tomato plant as well. So I'll just keep popping the lettuce in, and I'll keep updating that every time I've finished and cut it down. Then I'll put some new seeds in, and it just keep growing. So I've got a constant supply of lettuce through the season, then through the winter season, because as you know, lettuce does not grow outside in this time of year. So that's just a quick update. I hope you're all doing well. You have a great Christmas. If I don't see you before then, if I do see you, it'll be about the allotment. But if not, then have a great Christmas, and I'll see you in 2026. You take care, and I'll see you later. Have a good one. Bye for now. Bye.